I'm back, my riches, with another installation of The Artist Way. This is week 1, so I hope if you're following along that you've done the week 1 exercises as well. I was just going to show that I recently bought a journal, brand new journal, and another scribbler for morning pages, so I'm starting off fresh. I also bought myself as well some colorful pens because why not have color? Why make it boring when you can have color and rainbows? I also bought myself some stickers to put in with my exercises as well. So I got a few sheets of My Little Pony stickers, big My Little Pony fans. So I thought those would make it extra fun to work with. So I started off the book with writing the basic principles on the first page, and then doing the creativity contract, and then moving on to doing the weekly exercises and the check-in after that. So the way that I usually do it is I do the readings and do the exercises at the beginning of the week, usually Sunday, Monday, and then on Saturdays when I do the check-in, which sees how, you talk about how your week went. So let's get into it. The week 1, which is called Recovering a Sense of Safety. The first part is about shadow artists. So it talks about how a lot of us that are creative were not encouraged when we were younger, or to think of creativity as something that could actually sustain you. If we're encouraged at all, it's usually that it's a hobby or something that you do on the side, or we're encouraged to go into professions that are kind of like what we want, but not quite. Like, for example, if you're an artist, I know people who are encouraged to become art teachers, or people who they're writers and they're encouraged instead to be teachers or lawyers or journalists. Musicians, be a music teacher, that kind of thing, where, it's seen as not practical to be a creative person or artist. And some people weren't encouraged at all, and they just went into something completely different and have shut that side of themselves off. And it's saying that, it can be hard especially when we're kids, to be able to stand up and say, no, I am creative, or I am an artist. I mean, I remember when I went to art school, I had a lot of people say to me things like, well, what are you going to do with that? That's not very practical. And so our society doesn't encourage a lot of creativity, or it wants you to be successful instantly, right away, and doesn't understand that creativity takes time to grow and takes time to develop. So that's why it's really important to find people around you who are supportive, but also to use affirmations, because a lot of us have internalized those negative beliefs and also the stereotypes that exist about artists. Like, obviously there's this starving artist stereotype that if you're an artist, you're not going to make any money at it. You're not going to be successful at it. There's also stereotypes around artists being crazy or broke, or being addicted to drugs or whatever, and those can be really hard stereotypes to fight against, because some people automatically think that way, and so they will judge you or make assumptions about you. But it's really about having that core belief in yourself, so it doesn't matter what other people think, you're doing your own thing. So that's why affirmations, she talks about affirmations being so important to counteract some of the internalized negativity we have, because not all of us were encouraged or had supportive environments as kids. Now, some people did. I know artists who their parents go to every show and they, buy their art, their family encourages them. They have a great support system, but not everybody had that. And not everybody has people around them who support or even understand what they're doing. They may not necessarily be against it, but they may not just get it. And so that can be hard to sometimes fight against. So that's why affirmations are really important. And it talks about that, using affirmations to counter the negative self-talk that a lot of us have. So it talks about that. And it gives you a list of affirmations as well that you could use. You can develop your own. You can use affirmations. So it's really just talking about claiming yourself in this first week as an artist. And a lot of the exercises are aimed at counteracting some of the negative messages that we've heard. So it asks you to list 3 old enemies of your artistic self, people who maybe criticized you or put you down when you were younger, and to see any messages you're hearing in your head as replays of that, so that you hear it and you go, oh, I know what that is, and you don't listen to it. But it also gets you to look at, like, who did support you? Who are your heroes? Who's there for you? Who's who are the people who supported you or still support you now? And then another thing it gets you to do is to talk about imaginary lives. Like if you had another life to live, what would you be? What would you do? And these fun little exercises get you to think about things that you might like to try or things that you might like to do. So pretty fun things. For my check-in, the check-in asks if you did your morning pages every day, and I did do it every day this week, and it talks about artist date. For an artist date this week, I got my hair refreshed, my rainbow hair. I love getting, my hair done and stuff. That's great. And I checked out this new cupcake place. It was awesome, and I highly recommend it. Just taking yourself out, doing something fun, really. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular, but that's what I did. And then it asks you to talk about any other issues that came up for the week. So that was my week for week 1. Let me know how your week 1 went, or what you think about the idea of being like a shadow artist. Like, are you longing to do something more creative but holding yourself back because of internalized fears? Or were you also, like, did you receive support when you were younger for, making art and doing creative things? I would like to hear from you. Put in the comments below, like and subscribe, and I will talk to you all next time.